Hey guys, my name is Brandon, aka the BrandoCritic. Thank you guys so much for being here. Today I was able to see Prey a little bit early, so I'm gonna give you my honest, no BS, non-spoiler review and tell you if it's worth a watch today. But before we get started here, have you guys seen the new Prey movie? If you have, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Is this the worst movie you've ever seen? The best movie you've ever seen? Somewhere in the middle? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comment section down below. I read every single comment. Now, let's get started. So, we have Prey from director Dan Trachtenberg, and you know him from such films as 10 Cloverfield Lane, one of my favorite movies of, I'm gonna say 2016. Didn't write it down before this video, but I'm gonna say 2016. And it stars Amber Midthunder and Dane DiLiegro. I'm gonna say DiLiegro. And this is the origin story of the Predator, and it's about a girl from a tribe who has to defend her family from, of course, the Predator. But is this movie worth a watch? If you want my honest opinion, and I hope you do because you clicked on this video, I'm gonna say, there were some good moments. I was entertained for parts, but for the most part, I would say you could skip this one. Now, I'm gonna let you guys know right off the bat that I am not a huge Predator fan. I just saw the first movie from 1987. It's 87, right? John McTiernan. I saw that one once, really enjoyed it. Haven't seen Predator 2 or Alien vs. Predator. I've never seen any other Predator movie except for the original and this one. So I'm not coming from like a fanboy's perspective. But let's talk about the good moments first. The action in this movie is very engaging and entertaining. And as you would hope for a movie like this, the Predator does steal the show. He has a lot of cool weapons and cool gadgets. Of course, you have his camouflage routine going on here. And there are many moments in this movie where the Predator would kill somebody, and it's one of those moments where you're just like, oh my God, and there's lots of blood everywhere, and it's just kind of a celebration of, you know, all that action, badass violence and gore. So there's a lot of like frat boy, like, oh yeah, action kind of moments, and I will admit, you know, that's when I was engaged in the movie. But I will admit though that Naru, our main character, played by Amber Midthunder, does have a lot of really cool moments. And I do think that a lot of the choreography in this movie, especially from the Comanche Nation, was really badass and really fantastic. Of course, you see them with tomahawks, bow and arrows. And I do think that it's really cool to see it from that point of view, from the Comanche Nation, because it just kind of sounds like a classic pitch meeting in an elevator where you talk to the movie producer and it's like, okay, get this. The origin story of Predator mixed with the First Nations. What do you think? And the producer goes, well, I haven't seen that before. Fine, greenlight it. So from a simple action standpoint, I did enjoy parts of this movie, and I also like how the Predator is visually shown to want to be the alpha, or the top dog, I guess. Because it's never explained through characters going, this is the Predator, and he needs to be the alpha. He needs to go after the highest member of the food chain. It shows that visually. It shows like a mouse going after a bug. But then of course you see a snake going after the mouse, and then of course you see the Predator needing to defeat the snake. So anytime that the Predator sees an animal in this movie, or sees anything in this movie being the top of the food chain, you know that he has to prove himself. So it shows that in a visual manner, which I do got to give the film credit for, because I know that a lot of movies, especially ones that are coming straight to, you know, all these streaming services, they'll go down the lazy writing route and just have some character explain it to us like we're idiots. They don't do that in this movie, and I really appreciate that. And it does tie into the message or the theme of this movie, how Naru wants to be this warrior, but of course her village and her tribe does not want her to be because they think that she cannot do it. And that's the main reason why she wants to become a hunter. She wants to prove her tribe wrong. Of course, she's a woman and she's not supposed to be a warrior. She's supposed to cook. She's supposed to clean. This is, you know, ripped straight out of the book of Mulan, but I get it. But you do see that she uses her smarts and the ability to know that, you know, the Predator is looking for a threat, and she pretends to not be a threat to, you know, get some power in those situations. No spoilers, of course, but that is how she gets an edge in some moments in this movie. So I liked all that stuff. But why am I saying that this movie is really not worth a watch? And there's two big things, and I do think that these two big things almost completely derail the movie. And the number one reason for that, unfortunately, is Amber Midthunder. And when I was watching her on screen, I'm like, I remember her from another streaming movie last year, and that was The Ice Road, starring Liam Neeson. And in that movie, I thought that her acting was very suspect, and now she's the lead, and still her acting is very, very suspect. Now, a little bit of a tangent, but I do have a point to this. The Dumbo movie from 2019, the Tim Burton one, the live-action Dumbo movie. I have a point to this, I promise. In that movie, of course, you have an elephant that flies. And when that happens, some characters are really in awe and in shock and going, whoa, oh my God, did you see that? It's a flying elephant. Of course, you have Danny DeVito just being swept away in the magic and the wonder. And of course, it's contagious. I'm like, oh my God, this is like really exciting stuff. But then you have the kids in that movie going, oh, look at that, it's an elephant. And I'm like, why don't you show some emotion? Show some reaction. If a character is getting into something in the movie and feeling very excited, if we like that character, then we're gonna like it too. Or we should be excited just like our main character. The problem with Amber Midthunder as Naru in this movie is that she does not react to anything happening around her. So when she's being chased by a bear, when she sees her brother being attacked, when she's almost sinking in mud, when almost anything tense is happening, the character is not acting like anything tense is happening. So there's a disconnect there. Thus, a disconnection from the audience's emotions to what's happening on screen. That is a major, major problem. Like, I can deal with a bad performance here and there. Oh, that line felt like she was reading off of a script, or oh, this line didn't really make sense. I feel like the dialogue is maybe written by a third grader. Like, I can kind of deal with that, but when the actors in a scene give the complete wrong emotion, not even bad emotion, just the wrong emotion, it just feels like there's a giant disconnect between the characters and what's happening in the movie, thus a giant disconnection from us, the viewers, and what's happening in the movie. And there were like 2 moments where she finally decided to like gasp or like actually like yell out in pain or in excitement. I'm like, oh my God, you're feeling something that's happening in this movie. It's a little late for that, but I mean, good job. Now, I do think that she has some chemistry with her bigger brother in this movie, although they're barely in it together. And the pacing. I found this movie to be extremely boring in parts. And I think that's because our main character seems to be so disinterested in everything going on around her. So this is a movie where I think that a better lead actress would have done this movie many, many favors. But I don't hate this movie. Like I said, I do think that going from the First Nations angle is actually a really good idea. And of course, the Predator is awesome in the movie, so you know, thumbs up for that. And if you just want to see some dumb action, I can understand that, you know, you might get a kick out of this movie because the action in this movie is pretty good. But for an overall experience, I can't really recommend this movie. I can't give it a glowing thumbs up and tell you that you gotta watch it on your streaming services right now. For an overall rating, I'm gonna give this movie a 2 out of 5. It was okay. I didn't hate this movie. There were many moments that I liked, but again, a giant problem with our main character and the pacing almost derailed the movie for me. You know, it's a shame to say. I never like to say that about a movie. But those are my thoughts on Prey. What are yours? Leave them down in the comment section down below. And of course, if you like what you see here, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.